Hello guys, good morning. Hope you guys are doing fine. First of all, today we are going to introduce simple function on Python programming language. So we will have three types of learning objectives. I will break this video in three parts. First one is introduction to the function, defining and calling void function, designing a program to use a function. And in the second phase, we'll do the passing arguments to function, how to return the value or introduction to value returning function. The last part, we will talk about the local and global variables. And what about the global variables and global constants? So let's start with the introduction to function first. The concept is a function is a group of statements that exist within a program for the purpose of performing a specific task. So as we said, like before we go to in details with the concept, we will first need to know why we need functions. We have already done with if-else functions and conditions, if-else conditions. We have done with while and loop, and we are pretty good, right, with this for loop and while loop. Now the question is why we need the functions in the programming. Let's start. Have you seen this video? You guys remember about this one? Let's see, I can run now. Yeah. So this is the autonomous robot we have designed with the EV3, and you can see the program over here, what's going on inside. And this is a maze, so it will look after like the what is an obstacle in front of him. Then it will look for left distance and right distance. If the left obstacle is closer than the right obstacles or not, then it will go the other direction. So if the left obstacle is closer than the right obstacle, so it will go on the right way, so right in the direction of right side. So it will follow the lines and it will can fill up the maze. Let's see how it goes. So you guys got my point. So over here we need to go forward when it's the path is clear, right? If there's no obstacle, we should go forward. So we divided this program in three functions. So we have go forward, go point, turn left, go point, turn right. So in EV3, we need to synchronize the motor. We need to give the power to the motor. We have to wait how long we have to go forward, whatever you like. So this is not the full code. I'm just giving an example. I have reduced the amount of program so we can see all this then in the one slide. All right. So we need to, while this program is true, while the there's power or while I'm saying it's go, I need to go forward, right? So I will go forward for 450 milliseconds. Then if sensor value, the sonar sensor, we have one sonar sensor over here and we have one touch sensor also. So if it's less than 15 or the sensor value touch sensor is 1, what I have to do, I have to go back or I have to stop the motor. And I need to check what is the distance of the left side. And again, I will move motor and I will rotate this sonar sensor on the left side and right side to check the distance. If distance 1 is greater than distance 2, I will do point turn left. It means there's an obstacle on the right side, and then I have to continue go forward. Yeah. Same thing. Otherwise, if it means that the distance 2 is less than distance 1, I will turn right. It means I have an obstacle near on the left side. So I will go forward once again after I turn right. Yeah. So if I write, instead of writing the function, if instead of calling the function over here, I'm calling the function go forward again and again. Yeah. So if I write this all code over here again, so I can write this code 5 lines over here, then again 5 lines over here, and the 5 lines over here. So it will make my program bit hard to work, right? So it's, yeah, I can what do you call, I can write this whole 5 lines over here, over here, over here, so I can, my program will look bit hazy. So I'm saving my lines over here. So instead of, I can say 15 lines. You guys remember what I've told you about how the program works? So when I run the code, it will convert where, it will convert to computer as a machine language, right? So whatever my code is, it will take some time to convert it into machine language. Then it starts running the program in the machine. So we will always try to reduce the number of programs, number of lines or codes, so we can run our program easily. So same thing, the pointer and point right, I did with the function. So later in, maybe in my program, I need this one. So I will just call the functions and it will start working. Now let's see how it works in the functions. So instead of different thousands of statements, I can define the function. In the program, the task has been divided into smaller tasks, each of which is performed by a separate functions. And using the function to divide and conquer the large task. So divide and rule, remember, so divide and conquer. So we'll divide the function and divide the whole program, and we will conquer to achieve the task. Next slide. Let's see why we need the functions. So benefit of using functions. It will make your code very simple so anyone can understand. Then code reuse. So you can reuse the code many times, number of times in your program. You can test it better. So where is the problem? We can find the block of function where is the error is coming from. Then you can change that function. You don't have to look for the whole program. Then again, the faster development, you can develop it faster. The best use of the function is the easier to facilitate of teamwork. So in Google or in Microsoft Word, Microsoft Team, they have different teams for different tasks. One will be designing maybe one program or one code of the part of the program. So many people can work in the same program. Same thing, like think about like you are designing a game. So there's different tasks in the game, right? And you can divide your team members different parts. One can design maybe the extra effects, so one can design how to shoot. So in the end you can join the whole program and make the teamwork works. Let's see the next one, how to define and calling a function. Again, the concept is the code for a function is known as a function definition. To execute the function, you write a statement that calls it. Again, we will not go to the details. Next, go to the example first. So how to define the function? So over here, when we define message, instead of writing define, D-E-F-I-N-E, you can just write DEF. This is the syntax of the Python. In C it's different, in other programs it's different, but in Python you just have to write DEF. Instead of writing define whole word, you can just write define. So this one we call function header. This is important question for our quiz, okay? And the next part is the block. What is inside the function? And the last one, how do we call the function? So this is the syntax. We have to put the brackets, we have to put the colons, and this one is nothing arguments where we call void functions. So we are not sending anything. So later we will come on the point how what is void and what is sending arguments. So I will print on this one and the call for the message function. So when I write this code in the Python program, when I hit run, first the program will start from here. It will look for message. So this is the function we call. So it will go back to the defined message. Then it will look for what is inside. Then it will print these 2 lines and exit. Let's see in the next one. It will make you more clear. So we have an example done over here. So this program demonstrates a function. First, we define a function name message. I need to print this one, 2 lines, but we will call this one. So this statement calls the message function causing to execute. So program will come first over here and it will call the message function. Then it starts executing. These statements cause the message function to be created. So this statement will be causing the function to be created. Let's see, we can copy the same program over here. I go back and just copy this code and put it my ideally one, and let's run how it works. I'm just writing, saving the document. See, it says I am author, king of the Brightons. So first it will go to this line and check what is the function called. I will look for the function over here. The name should be exactly same. Do not put capital M or something. Like if I put capital M, it will say an error because I don't have any function with capital M message. Yeah, so I got the error. I don't have this one. So the name should be the spelling, capital letter, small letter should be the same one. So I call the message, it goes back to over here and it is printing, I am author, king of the Brightons. Everything clear so far? Just raise your hands. All right, you guys are great, man. Let's go back to the programming, our PowerPoint presentation once again. The next one is we have talked about it. Let's see, go back to the indentation in Python. It's very important, the indentation. So in C, C++, we just put the curly braces, but in Python, indentation is very important. So over here, if you look, I put two print command over here. So it's under this function, greetings function. Whenever I put without indent, this print, I will call the greeting function. This is not part of these greetings functions. So it will be extra. So these statements are not in the block. Okay, so they are outside of this block. Remember, we said there's one block for the function and function header. So if I go back to this one, so this print command and greetings is not part of greeting functions or the block of the greeting functions. So these two lines are the command line for print commands are inside of the greetings message. So the indent is very important. Don't do mistakes with the indents. Let's go to the next one. Now define, say, what we can put in a function name, right? We cannot use Python keywords as a function name. So I cannot use like integer, int, or float, or double as a function name. Cannot contain spaces, very important. You cannot put any spaces. You can put underscore, but you cannot put spaces. First character must be one of the letter. So a throw A to throw Z, or capital A through capital Z, or an underscore character like this. But you cannot put any special character like hash, dollar sign, percentage sign in front of the name. And at the first character, use letters, a throw Z to A, 0 digits and underscore. You can, after the first letter, you can put anything, 09, whatever you like, numbers or any letters after and also underscore after the first letter. But do not put any special characters like percentage, like dollar sign, or whatever you want. Again, uppercase and lowercase characters are distinct, important. You guys remember, right? So if I put capital M, small m, it matters. Next one, how to passing arguments to the function. So I will stop the recording now. We will start with the next one.